So I played Azur Lane from freshman year all the way to 2023. If I had to explain it, I'd say it was kind of like a toxic, beautiful, in and out of love relationship that I've had with the game over the years. But to be honest, I was also right where I wanted to be. So today I'm taking a somewhat nostalgic look back at the gacha game that started it all for me, and seeing how it holds up in the Big 26. Now, this game honestly kind of still means something to me, only because it was the first gacha game, for some reason, I was really into back in the day. Well, actually, there was a couple reasons. I mean, hear me out. I was a freshman, you know, a teenage boy, and not only was I also getting into anime at the time, but not just any show, of course, because I had an amazing person in my friend group introduce me to a little show called High School DxD, and me being the person I was, I thought it was absolute peak storytelling and writing, and I was absolutely infested with the ecchi pill. And I mean, since this game is a little, well, I guess we could consider it bold and a bit daring when it comes to character designs, in my teenage head I was like, this is perfect. Now, I don't want to stray too far from here. I'm making this video as a little less of a review and kind of more like a look back to a game that I really enjoyed playing back in the day, and seeing if you really should get into Azur Lane in 2026. So you want to know why I really came back? Now, to be honest, the gameplay for Azur Lane isn't really all that impressive at all, and yet somehow it proves to be a little addicting in a way. Being the average shoot-'em-up side-scroller with 3 on-field chips and 3 off-field chips, the fights can get pretty chaotic, especially with all the passive attacks happening. There is an auto-battler, which is somewhat hit or miss depending on what stage you're in. Every now and then, it's good enough if your ships are really OP, but there's other times where it really does matter if you control them or not, because they'll just run into torpedoes for any reason. But since it's been like 3-4 years maybe since I've stopped playing this game, dude, it feels so different. But that's in the best way possible, of course. Like, what is this? I mean, when I came back, it hardly even felt like Azur Lane anymore. And if we were to go back a couple years to when I was playing it, my little brain wouldn't even comprehend that Azur Lane would even do something like this in the future. Not only can you have your own little island now, they just start letting you raise kids in the game as well, which is, I mean, cool, I guess. It's like a weeb's dream of having a Tamagotchi or whatever they're called again. That little thing where you raise a dog. I'd like to think of the board meeting that happened when this was kind of in the works and who brought it up. Like, they were really having a board meeting at Yostar, and someone said, how do we make our game more interesting so that the players and fans can be more inclined to play it? Yes. How about we allow the players to raise the ship girls? Holy shit, that's genius! Now, I had no idea this was even in game, like a lot of other stuff as well. I mean, the only reason I wanted to download the game is because, well, Twitter, if you know, you know. And also, but I also saw something groundbreaking, revolutionary, what some would consider the pinnacle of innovation. The private quarters. Now, whoever thought of this in Yostar HQ, thank you. Now, the private quarters is another way that the players can spend their time with their favorite ship girls. Now, given there is only a couple that have their 3D models finished at the time, which include Cyrus, Noshiro, Anchorage, New Jersey, Taiho, and Agir. Now, all of these fine women have their own 3D models and rooms, but to be honest, that's what I would consider a pretty solid amount. And I would probably also be playing this game mode all day if my phone didn't overheat and almost melt my hands off just after 10 minutes of gameplay. When is the PC client coming? Yostar, I need it. Now, I would love to recommend Azur Lane to everybody, but you can't recommend it to just anybody. To me, personally, the thing with Azur Lane is that it is a bit, well, kind of unusual in a way. The story isn't something to really write home about. In fact, it's quite confusing in a way. The gameplay is kind of, well, just okay. So what about this game exactly makes it special? Well, to me, that's probably just how easy it is to actually play this game, and keep playing it for that matter. For as long as I've been playing Azur Lane, I've never felt like I was being forced to do so, and that's because I feel like they put a lot more time into the personalities of the ship girls actually bonding with them, and the player experience of actually interacting as well. In some way, Azur Lane feels more like a dating sim rather than a gacha game you need to constantly be grinding on unless you're also doing a bunch of the events. I mean, it's free to play friendly, the community is welcoming and very active, the developers are very generous, the art is great, and the game always has something new going on. So I'd say if you're the type of person kind of just looking for a gacha game where you just want some time to kill, relax, and also interact with hot women that you can pull, Azur Lane might be the game for you. And if you're looking for something with great gameplay and a riveting story, well, you could probably just set it aside. Or, I mean, you could also give it a shot too as well. Who knows, you might get into it. I think the best way I've ever seen Azur Lane summed up is from this Reddit comment that I found. Play 10 minutes a day and see some 2D ads. But anyways guys, I just really wanted to make this short video, mostly just for fun and for the fact that it was my first gacha game that I've ever actually played so much in a way. And since I'm also getting to work on some bigger projects, it's more of just a shorter video to keep you guys occupied. Also, thanks for all the support on a recent video that I did for Union Syndrome. It's pretty crazy seeing it for 2.2k views. That's pretty insane. So thank you. I mean, there's a lot of people out there who might say, oh, that's not a lot of views. And you know what I always say? I say, well, you know what? Let's pretend instead of 2,200 people watching your video, let's imagine like 2,200 inches. That's a lot of inches. And with that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night or whatever. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.